everyone. It's Catherine Gorman Lovelady from Moonstarlodge, and I'm here with the reading for the week of Monday, November 29th through to Sunday, December the 5th of 2021. I just cannot believe where this year has gone. I have reverted the reading table. When we get to that point, you'll see that I've got the medicine wheel back up in place. I had been doing my readings with this medicine cloth in place, and then sort of switched to a more general neutral background, but I cannot do this week's reading without the medicine wheel in place and discussing the lunar astrology. We're moving on December 4th at 2:43 a.m. into the new moon of the 13th moon cycle, and that grandmother is called Becomes Her Vision. And this is a super new moon, meaning it's a new moon in perigee. So it's a wowzer kind of moon. It'll be very close to the earth. It will be very large. We won't see it, of course. It's a dark moon, but please know that this is the shamanic blowout moon for somebody like myself. I plan a lot of activities around that energy. So if we look at the medicine wheel, just for a sense of perspective. So here we are on the medicine wheel, and we're right up here in a perfect year. Where my finger is the 13th moon cycle, and where the black meets white is winter solstice. So this moon cycle encompasses this year winter solstice. So there's a lot happening energetically this month. So in these last few days, this fourth quarter of the 12th moon cycle of Gives Praise Woman, this is the time to absolutely be shedding. Fourth quarter is when, in gardening terms, we deadhead plants, we pull out weeds, we never plant seeds, we never plant anything in fourth quarter. It's all about removing the detritus from our gardens. Well, absolutely and completely, this is what we need to be doing this week, getting rid of everything prior to this new moon as we welcome winter solstice, because winter solstice is our new year. Our new year does not fall on the calendar on January 1st. It falls with the longest dark, the day with the longest dark. And that's winter solstice. So we've got a lot happening this month. Let me read you the attributes of Becomes Her Vision. Becomes Her Vision. And as you know, these grandmothers shapeshift between an elderly woman, a crone. The moon itself, they can appear and speak to us as the moon or as an owl. So it's the three parts. Woman, owl, the moon. Take the glasses off for this. Becomes Her Vision is the guardian of transformation and transmutation, the keeper of the emergence of spirit into physical form. That's manifestation. Thought and spirit into physical form. The mother of alchemical changes and rites of passage into wholeness. The guardian of personal history, and the guardian of becoming and myth. She teaches us how to become our visions and own our wholeness, how to release the old self and step into the realized dream, how to honor the process that brought us through the changes and transformation, how to mark this rite of passage into wholeness and celebrate the vision we have become. She teaches us how to be the truth. I get chills just reading that to you. So please know that not only do we have this perigee new moon, but during her time, when it comes to full moon, which is very close to winter solstice. It's a micro or apogee full moon. So a lot happening this month. Let me put these papers down, and I'm going to get out my big moon cycle chart so I can share with you some crystals and things. Having it out reminds me of that. So let's go to the cards, please, Brian. Alrighty. So I'm using the Naked Heart Tarot because it has dotems in it that I like. So here's East, South, West, and North on the medicine wheel. These are the clarifying cards for East, South, West, and North. These are dotem cards. These are the shaman cards, here and here. And this is a moon cycle, the moon astrological influencers. Let me put it that way. And the ancestors are in the middle. So shaman, astrological, these three are shaman cards just to get them all in the picture, and ancestors. So this is a very grounded week starting Monday. Here is our beginning card in the East position on the medicine wheel. And this is the Eight of Pentacles. And it's interesting to me that I have 3 Pentacle cards, and I did shuffle very well off screen. The beaver here is owning his mastery of his craft. He knows who he is. He knows what he's doing. He has got it all together. He knows how to do what he needs to do, doggedly determined without complaint, as we say of Beaver, who is actually the spirit keeper of the Southeast on the wheel. And he's reveling in his mastery. So he's got his poop together, and he knows what he's doing this week. To be followed in the South by the Spirit of Pentacles. This is the equivalent to the King. The King of Pentacles knows how to look after life, knows how to get stuff done, is the master, because these are all earth elements, right? So he knows how to live in this dimension. He knows what he needs to do. And normally he would be in the north position of the wheel, where we enter when we pass solstice. Mr. Flamingo here is the Nine of Pentacles. So this is a joyfulness wrapped in a sense of accomplishment, and you can be feeling accomplished about what you've created over here and your mastery of it. The one slight warning here, this is the Nine of Cups in protection. Nine of Cups is hopes and dreams and aspirations. Just make sure, because you've been so involved in your day-to-day human life in this third dimension, that you don't lose track of your alignment with your hopes and dreams. And it's interesting to me that this is clarified by the Star card here, which is hopes and dreams and ancestors. Make sure that you're connecting here and staying focused for the highest good, not just for yourself, but all around you. So let's come back to Beaver here. Beaver is clarified by the garden. The garden is a meeting place. It's a joyful place. It's a place of prosperity. It's a time to relax a little bit. You don't have to work yourself to death. The spirit or king has child associated with it. So there's an element of childlike protectiveness, childlike wonder, childlike focus, in awe, not assuming anything. That's what I would take from this. Being able to, even though this is sort of the King of Pentacles, and knows everything, knows how to do everything, and is accomplished, every time the King here gets a new challenge, this king is approaching it with childlike innocence. Mr. Flamingo here, the Nine of Pentacles, is clarified by the path. So you've accomplished and you are good at what you do. This is an acknowledgement that you are on the right path, and you have paths you can choose if you want a new adventure or a new direction to follow. But it feels to me very much like you know that you're on the path. And as I mentioned earlier, the stars clarify this Nine of Cups. So making sure that you're emotionally in balance with your very hard work, your directions, and your aspirations. So the ancestors have three interesting cards for us. This first card is being in the here and now. This tree has hands, if you were able to see it closely, and its hands reaching out, its incarnation, it's being able to connect with everything in the here and now. You're making all kinds of connections. And that's important because this tree is shedding this acorn, and this is new beginnings. This again is an incarnation card, and it sits in the east. So this tells me that what you are establishing comes in the spring, the next spring, and we know that spring starts March 21st. So just because it's small and a seed, everything that needs is in there. So it's a lot of the focus of this coming from the spirit realm where it's not yet manifest through this grandmother becomes her vision. With her help, we'll be able to put into form by the spring what's in here, incubating. And then we finally get this last ancestor card, the Great Spirit, the Gaia, the all that is. We are creating something brand new. Our wisdom, our skill set, our wishes bring the clarity that's creating something new and wonderful. So, who are our dotems? The first totem here is squirrel. And squirrel tells us to use our time and energy properly, waste nothing on negativity, and gather the rewards of stewardship. So basically, you're planting seeds, and you're not wasting time co-creating. This card, the shield, has nothing in it. It's called Unlimited Potential. And this is fitting in very nicely with Becomes Her Vision, because she is the grandmother who goes into the Nagual and brings, which is the spirit, the field of all possibilities, and brings back into the tonal and manifests what we need. So this card is open your eyes, pay attention, trust yourself to recognize the gift being offered at this time. So it's not an animal totem per se, it is pure potential. And the final little dude here is fox. So we've got fox and squirrel. And fox is blend in, avoid being the center of attention, and become protective when need be. But stay open. Stay open. Only be protective of all these earthly things you've created. Not to be covetous, just protective so that you can maintain your status quo. Now, as for our astrological influences, and these are lunar cards. So during this week, we are looking at the lunar influence of the last quarter in Gemini, which is clear your mind, and the full moon in Virgo, and take inspired action. That's partly where this comes in. So these are the two lunar aspects that are attributes for this week. And finally, the shamanic cards. I'm just going to pull this one down here because these three work together. So the three cards are the dragon's hoard. This is a tiny dragon encapsulated in an egg-like structure with keys, and it is the beginning. It is protecting our future. It's interesting that it sits here on the east side of the wheel relative to next spring. So do what you need to do, as Buffalo does for us, to protect our future. The next card the shamans suggest for us to do is the Vanishing Mirror, to sublimate our ego. So don't let our skill set, our acquisitions, our pride of place to go to our heads. You've got to stay with the visions for the greater good. This last card speaks volumes to me. This is Heart Home. It is compassion. So staying in compassion for yourself, especially yourself this week, allows us to be in compassion for, or have compassion, to act compassionately and give compassion to others. So, one protection card in this whole thing. Many of these oracles don't have reverse positions, but this is you can flip the screen, right? This is a beautiful week, and it is a very powerful week. Requires some contemplation, some time in the here and now, creating what you really want for next year. And we couldn't ask for a better week ahead. We will be talking about how we manage our winter solstice event this year, whether we go live. Of course, our ability to bring information to YouTube has changed in the last year. I hope if you like this video that you give us a like, and that's the thumbs up button. And if you didn't like the video, let me know. But your comments are welcome, your subscription is welcome, and we look forward to, receiving any support we can get for this channel, so we can decide whether we can continue. On December the 4th, as part of the new moon, we are having an open house here in our studio in Tiny from 10 to 4 on that Saturday. So we will be reveling in that wonderful energy. There will be some discounts and some prizes and things on that day. So if you're in Simcoe County, you're welcome to come. Anyway, Brian and I wish you a blessed week, and all I can say is aho. Miigwech.